when warm air hits a cold surface, you get condensation. That's exactly what's happening right here, right now, and that's exactly what happens over there on the fresh air intake. Okay? Hi. Welcome back, everybody. This is my Castle Serenity Perfect Pellet Stove installation. Down here at the bottom is a hearth pad that we made. Had to be in spec to the guidelines provided by the Castle Serenity Pellet Stove. There are clearances in front of the stove, to either side of the stove, and to the back of the stove. This is a very low profile hearth. We used 1/2-inch plywood, then we used some ceramic tile we got from the Restore for really cheap. Cut that with a grinding tool, and then we didn't even glue those tiles down. We just set them in there, but we did glue this perimeter. This is an oak perimeter trim that we glued down, and then these guys just fit in between there. But the thing is very low profile. As you can see, I think it looks really clean. Very simple. Next, our venting kicks butt. We went up through the attic. Didn't want to, but didn't want the pipe going out the front of the house. Painted it black with a high temp paint. Even air sealed around this whole thing so it's not leaking air. And you can see how good that sucker looks. The thing just looks super clean. This thing likes to burn softwood pellets more than hardwood. But this is a thing of hardwood pellets that we're using up before we go back to the softwoods. Between $4.50 and $6.50 per bag when not buying in bulk. Now, back here is our fresh air intake. Let me talk to you about this, all right? This is supposed to be a non-combustible piece of material, like a metal, going from the fresh air intake hole in the back of the stove here over and out to the front of the house, right? So there's literally, I drilled a hole in the house, like a 2 1/4 or 2.5 inch hole with a hole saw, cleared it out, and then I put this exhaust piping. Here we are outside the house. There's the vent right up there on top of the roof, extending at least 2 feet. Got all the parts and everything 100% correctly. And then here is the vent hole for where the fresh air comes in. So this is all cold air out here. This pipe gets really cold. This pipe conducts that cold air, goes right on through there, makes the whole pipe cold, makes everything that this pipe touches cold, and then we get the condensation. Yes, I do have a cap I'll be putting over the top of this, but that plastic cap will not stop this pipe from getting cold. But that right there, folks, is your fresh air intake directly in the front of the house. The reason that we went up through the roof here was because we did not want to have the ugly snorkel coming right out the front of the house. Wish Castle would make it so that you didn't have to have the snorkel on it. I got 2 pieces of exhaust piping, one 45-degree elbow and one straight piece. They cost $10 a piece, so $20. Now, watch. When you have the exhaust piping hooked up here, okay, this is just friction fit in, okay? The exhaust piping sweats, okay? Whenever you have warm, humid air hitting a cold surface, you get condensation, folks, okay? Now, when it got down to -0 degrees or, -1 just a couple days ago, this thing was dripping wet all over the place. And check out this poor design. When this thing drips wet, what do you have directly below what's going to be wet? You have an electrical plug. Water, electricity, folks, those things do not mix. So, what's the solution? Well, I went and bought some of this pipe insulation that I cut into 2 separate pieces and put around this pipe. Then I used a foil tape to wrap it, and then I also put a clear caulk around here to stop any air infiltration coming in right here. Guys, that looks really clean. However, according to the manufacturer, I am not allowed to have this combustible material on my fresh air intake pipe. So what do? This, guys, we were actually also getting water. I'll show you I'll see if I can attach some pictures. We were getting water. There's a little gap here. I don't know if you can see it, but where this pipe attaches to the metal pipe in the stove, we were actually getting water on the pipe that's a part of this stove inside this cover, okay? So the whole thing was getting cold and it was condensating. There's no fix for this unless you stop the warm, moist air from getting to the cold pipe, period. They said this has got to be a metal pipe, or I should say it has to be a non-combustible pipe. So I'm looking for solutions. Technically, I am in violation just having this on here, though it does stop the warm air from getting to the cold pipe, and I still need to put up more here. But now I'm in violation, and this could be a fire hazard. So go figure. And for any haters who want to say, "Oh, gee, Steven, you probably keep your humidity really high in the house," definitely not the case. In fact, let's check any of our many meters. Check this out. Humidity. 50% right on the button. Okay, let's check another area. Humidity over here. 42%. Okay, well, okay, and in range for a house in the Midwest, Madison, Wisconsin, in 2024. You want to keep the humidity, I'd say, between 40 and 50%. So don't talk to me about having thousands of plants and, we got parties and fish tanks and we're having a ton of humidity in the house. That is not the case here, folks. So I don't know if this is a design flaw or what, but this needs to be worked out, and we're looking for permanent solutions, not, some hacks